The dollar is not backed up by nothing. United States currency is backed by hard work and post facto according to what it buys. The ghost money is not even backed by nothing. It is backed by the hard work of others' real money, and also again, what even ghost money can buy. It's when they use ghost money to buy ghost money. That's when we are getting an exponential disaster. And when you set a price on an item, what you're doing is deciding what money is worth, not the item itself. It pulls on the brakes. It does not stop the engine itself. The more sales you see going off and on in the stores, the closer we are getting to the cliffs. Christmas is killing us. And if you don't wake up to the disaster, the con, the eye in the sky will walk away with your progeny ground up as fuel for their gas tank. You gotta remember, at one point in mercantile history, there was no such thing as a sale. Even the warmonger generation planned for the breaks that solidified pricing created upon the dollar or currency. What does the term sale actually mean? To fly above. So what is below? We are left in a position that in order to slam on the brakes harder, we need to have no sales going on in the stores and flat pricing, more like found in days before Piggly Wiggly. But instead, what we have is it's all sales, jerking the dollar around so ferociously that even the lowest of the con men are scrambling to own precious metals. Look at me, I'm Glenn Beck, and I'll help you buy gold. Why are metals precious? You can't eat them. So the real con men are the ones globally now buying up farmland and working with companies that own patents on seed. The others are being used as a distraction, playing on fears that men are so prone to. Should you buy land, then? What good is land without the power to protect it? Your piece of paper is only as strong as the government that issues it, so the ones pulling down and taking shots at the United States government, Glenn Beck also comes to mind, are the very ones convincing people to buy those pieces of paper with their work, not money. There's a difference. Perhaps another measure that could be taken is to start a nickname for currency, calling it work. Here, let me give you $5 of work. Have some work here. Can I help you out with some work, fella? The problem is that any continuance continues the con, though. Bolstering it to save your particular generation does not create any better results down the road for following generations. When I say it's bad, I mean it's bad. It's why The Eye in the Sky by Alan Parsons is a dirge. Get a fucking clue. Ask yourself, what institution supports holidays and holiday spending? Gee, it's those same theologists. What does a democracy have as its time-worn enemy? Theocracy. What are we looking at when even the stamp, when we stamp "In God We Trust" and a pyramid on what we call money? Is that a declaration in faith? Or one of desperation so extreme that it requires nothing less than God to fix it? And what is the ultimate question of man? Is God really there? Well, this is one sucky way to prove it. As for me, I'll recommend that he let all your asses burn in hell. Those conning and those being conned, you all get to be in a boat together. Merry Christmas. Now enters the age of the land barons, who have set the stage by saying water will fall to inflation for the purpose of creating profit for water management. Why? because the government is going to have to keep pace somehow. When you control food, what are the optimal conditions for personal profit? Expanding populations enough to create need, but not so much to be wanting. The psychology is all there. We can put on the brakes harder, but that only continues the game. You are continuing to outbid another person in an attempt to buy money. So maybe we do need the sales to push that pyramid over the cliff. It took 10,000 people to build it. It's going to take 8 billion to dissolve it. And the only way to do that is to go to ground zero. As in, money is worth nothing. For the entire world, kill the god of mammon. At the very fucking least, make a differentiation. A legal differentiation between types of money. This is what might bail the boat. Money from a paycheck can be a different type, with it separated from the coffers of ghost money. We already have this in the form of airline miles, the concept. How hard would it be to simply say that the only real money in the country is to be that acquired through a paycheck? And if that paycheck is backed by monies acquired through interest, it does not magically change properties. The money is tagged as a certain type. Yes, it's back to the system of, do you want to get paid in gold or silver? Judas asked for 20 coins in silver, and they used it to buy the land to bury his sorry body after he killed himself. The real problem is still in the entire abstract concept of money itself. I have very little money, but I have a lot of shit. What I have best determined to facilitate the probabilities for my survival. And I don't keep a closet of stored food. Why do you think that is? Because I'm a fucking omnivorous creature. Yeah, we try not to eat other humans, it's not right. But how noble can we call that as we convince a society that buying special land to dispose of human bodies is some sort of necessary procedure? If you are part of what is right, right for who? And it comes back to the pyramid. My grandmother touched my grandfather's book signature, a plate with his name on it, with a triangle pointing up and one pointing down, and she whispered, "As it is above, let it be below." That means something. It's part of the Mason Creed. She knew what it means. And I'm showing you I sure as shit do too. Sometimes the clues left behind are something you don't pick up on until somebody else is gone. The one thing that is obvious is that there is no one solution. The only one solution is to let it all fall to pieces and don't start at square one. Start at square zero. If you are looking for an easy answer with one solution, you go ahead and do the start at ground zero. Other than that, it will take many solutions, and that will take time to figure out. Trust me, time is the one thing we're going to have plenty of. Money? Well, let's see how that one goes. When the numbers are electric blips, it's the computer geek that controls its fate. We just need to build better computer geeks. Or go back to solid currency, not further into electronic, and justify the hopes of Ket's Coin Castle. Because the older they are, the more work they have seen. Unless you hoard them. Unless you hoard those saved coins. Then those coins aren't being circulated, they're not seeing work. Then what do you call that? See how you can build on an abstract? With an abstract concept, the understanding and design is up for interpretation. The reason you see money the way you do is not because that's what it is, or you see it wrong because that's what it isn't. It's because the ones who created the concept determined the concept's parameters. And they are the same ones who told you what money is, and then turn around, changed what it meant, while making the excuse that you just don't get it. Now that Nova show Mind over money is just the process of telling you, it's not us, it's you. You just don't get it. Well, I'm here to say we do get it. We've gotten it all along. Sometimes you give a person enough rope. Now, one of the first lessons I taught myself as a child was to make up a card game with my sister. And I found out that it was really easy to win. That's even though she was smarter. You want to know why? I was able to win because I could change the rules as I went along. Did I keep creating card games just so I could beat my sister? No. One was enough. I called it Kings in the Corner. Enough said. What kind of end-of-world doctrine created it? The pyramid. Remember, these people weren't stupid. They just made sure the generations following them were.
What you